What's up, Ranger Nation? It is your boy JB, and I'm here today with a long-awaited review for Power Rangers Beast Morphers. This is episode number 9, and it's titled The Silver Sacrifice, you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump into the video. So you guys, are you excited that the show is back? I know I am. So the episode, it opens up, we see Steel and we see Nate there at Grid Battle Force. And Steel wants to go, and I think one of those simulations that Devin was talking about earlier in the season. I think Steel wants to go in there and take them out, but Nate is like, nope. We need to give you like a reboot of sorts. And Steel feels like he's replaceable, and Nate is telling him, no, you're not replaceable. You're my brother, and your hardware, your mechanics, that's hard to duplicate. I think what it is when they came up with the idea for Steel, that was something that he didn't expect. But Steel is coming off a little bit cocky in this first episode to me. That's just how I feel about Steel so far. But I really do enjoy Steel. So we're gonna move forward, you guys. All right, so we see Scrozzle, we see Blaze and Roxy, and they're still by the Cybergate dimension that the Rangers destroyed, and Nate and Steel became Power Rangers. So Scrozzle is upset with those two, and he's upset about tooting the Rangers, and so Blaze and Roxy said that they will kidnap Steel to bring him back to redo the Cybergate, and that way Evox can have Steel's body, but they have to find Steel first. So they create a Gigadrone that can listen to the wave frequencies at Grid Battle Force. So that way, whenever the Rangers say where they are with Steel, they can materialize and steal Steel and then take him back to the Cyber Dimension. So, well, not the Cyber Dimension, but the Cybergate, so that they can then have Evox enter Steel's body. Sounds like a perfect plan for those two, but it's Blaze and Roxy. So then we see Nate and Steel. They're working out. They're running. They're doing all kinds of things to work out. And we found out that when they go see their Zords, that they're not filled with Morph-X energy. That what they need to do is General Burke was there. He told them that they needed to fill out paperwork in order for that to happen. So Ben and Betty say, "Hey, we'll get it done." And so then the others, call Nate and Steel on the communicators and say, "Hey, let's meet up at the Riptide Gym." Well, Blaze and Roxy overhear that, and Blaze and Roxy then intercept the Rangers at the Riptide Gym, and a battle ensues for possession of Steel. All right, so after the battle is over with Blaze and Roxy, the Rangers are back at Grid Battle Force, and they're trying to, they're wondering, what does Blaze and Roxy want with Steel? And they think about it. They were like, what? Maybe the Cybergate is back open, and they're trying to steal him to, let Evox enter his body. And then General Burke says, what? When it comes down to Steel, General Burke wants to shut Steel down, and the Rangers say no. Even Ben and Betty say no. Like, no, he's a part of the team. Like, we need him. And again, General Burke just doesn't want to hear that, because the main duty of the city, the main duty of Grid Battle Force is to protect the city. And if he feels like, Steel is going to be a hindrance to the city being protected, then it's time to shut Steel down and put Steel in the vault, which I'm like, wow. And then, you can see the emotion from Nate when he said that. I'm just like, General Burke, you don't see how emotionally attached this kid is to Steel. He's saying that's his brother. Like, come on. Have a heart, General Burke. Have a heart. So, so the Rangers, they're like, what? We gotta find a way to get to the Cybergate. So they stick Steel in a box, and General Burke, he sees Ben and Betty, and he asks them, do they know where naturally no. He asked Commander Shaw, did she know where the Rangers were? She's like, nope, the Rangers have left. And then we see Ben and Betty come up, and they have they have completed the paperwork for the Zords of Nate and Steel to be infused with Morph-X energy. And there's this young girl by the shred machine. So they sat their papers down by the shred machine, and she picks it up and she shredded every paper. I'm like, oh, poor Ben and Betty. Poor Ben and Betty. So as Commander, we see Blaze and Roxy, and they're still listening, trying to figure out where the Rangers are. So we hear Commander Shaw say that she knows where the Rangers are, and she tells that to General Burke. So then we do see the Rangers, and the Rangers are back where, you know, the Cyber Brigade was. So then once the Rangers are there, they're also intercepted by the rest of the Great Battle Force and General Burke. So then Blaze and Roxy, they appear with Ben and Betty, you know, as their prisoners. So the goal, you know, their whole thing was either you give us Steel and we give you guys them, or no deal at all. And I was like, wow, you drive a hard bargain. All right, so ultimately Steel surrenders because, you know, General Burke is so emotional about his children, which he should be. Those are his kids. Like, why would you let some evil people destroy your kids? So then, you know, Steel, he surrenders himself to, you know, Blaze and Roxy. And so yeah, he surrenders himself. So then, you know, Nate, once, you know, Steel surrenders himself and we get Ben and Betty back, Nate is completely emotional because he's like, again, that is his brother and he would do anything to protect him. And that's when General Burke is starting to see, okay, just like, you know, I feel about Ben and Betty, he feels the same way about, you know, Steel. Although General Burke thinks it's still think of Steel as just a robot. Nate, however, does not. So then the Rangers, you know, they morph and they go in and they, you know, they prepare to battle, you know, Blaze, Roxy, and Scrozzle. Now, they have Steel hooked up to the Cyber Gate. And then Evox, you know, he slithers his way through, and he actually enters Steel's body. But once he gets in Steel's body, it's almost like his body, you know, Steel's body rejected him. So then Evox does get rejected, and they ask, like, you know, why aren't you in his body? And Evox says the reason why he's not in you know, Steel's body is because Steel is half human. So he's not a robot anymore. He's part robot, part human, so unfortunately he can't do that. So then we see the Rangers, you know, Blaze and Roxy and Scrozzle, they leaving the Gigadrone and the Tronics to fight the Rangers. So then you have two versions of the Gigadrone. You have the one on the ground and a skyscraper-sized one. So, you know, Commander Shaw, she sends, you know, Cruz and the Racer Zord for Devin, and then Devin is, you know, getting the Gigadrone. The giant-sized Gigadrone is getting the best of Devin. So then they, you know, General Burke asked Ben and Betty, like, have you guys managed to put together that mess of paper for the, you know, the Zords? They said, almost got it. They didn't have it. So, you know, General Burke is like, you know what, forget it. Let's go ahead and send those Zords in and help the Rangers out. And so, you know, it's left up to Robbie and Zoe on the ground, and Devin, Nate, and Steel in the sky. Well, you know, the giant-sized version of them to defeat them. So they do end up defeating, you know, both ground and the 50-foot version of the Gigadrone. And then lastly, you know, General Burke, you know, he apologizes to Steel because he sees the error in his ways because, like I said, he notices that Nate has a connection to Steel as a brother the same way that he has a connection to Ben and Betty as his kids. So they, you know, put the Cyber Gate, because the Cyber Gate is completely destroyed because Steel destroyed him. They put the Cyber Gate in the vault, and that was basically it for the episode. I was happy that the episode is back, you guys. I'm so happy. This hiatus was long enough. But you guys, be sure to like the video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys later.